Hi there everyone, so I just got a new deck, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and while I was looking through it, I saw an interesting spread that talked about how we can marry two things. And while I was looking through, I got these two cards and I thought, how interesting would it be to get Tarot's kind of opinion on how we can marry knowledge and wisdom. When I first laid them out, I had kind of feelings of existential dread and stress and kind of pain, hurt, confusion. The cards really needed to be separate. Obviously, I don't know how to marry knowledge and wisdom. I feel like that's a problem that a lot of people face. You can see here that with this knowledge, there is a piece of the light, and that's important. We all want that light, we want the knowledge, we seek it. But over here with wisdom, the whole cave is illuminated. Here, the whole cave is not illuminated, it's only a piece. So knowledge is part of wisdom, but wisdom involves more than just knowledge. It involves right action, and it involves the kind of things that can't always be book learned, that have to be experienced, that kind of thing. So while I was going through these cards, I asked how I could marry them, and I got the card of emotion next to the knowledge card, and the card of desire next to the wisdom card. And this really kind of confused me. So desire can oftentimes be thought of as something that's bad. It can be thought of as something that we allow ourselves to succumb to it. You can see there's a little bit of a spooky energy to this card, but also there is this beautiful dragon, and he's a little bit enlightened. He looks kind of calm. Desire is not only these horrible things, but it is the ability to act, and it leads us to our actions. But here with emotions, you see we have this sword, and I really thought that with knowledge reaching up towards emotions, they're going to grab that sword so that they can slay the bad pieces of desire. But also with that, the knowledge is also the wisdom. The wisdom is also sort of reaching up towards that desire, and it's to know when that desire is appropriate and when it is necessary, because we have to desire things sometimes. And so to marry the knowledge and the wisdom, we need to, one, have knowledge of our emotions. We have to know how they kind of affect us and how we can use them for our benefits, how we can be in tune with our emotions. We need to be able to identify our emotions, and also we need to know that desire is an emotion. And my friend has a saying, and it came to mind, and it's just a feeling, it will pass. So sometimes when we have these desires, and we don't always have good desires, maybe you want to overeat, maybe you want to, who knows, but it's not always a good thing. And when it's not, we need to be able to identify that that desire is just a feeling and it will pass. So you can see here that knowledge is really reaching out towards wisdom, and wisdom is kind of looking back at him with what I feel is kind of a peaceful energy, a calm energy. See, he's more seeking, he wants it, he has desire. You see him holding the book, you see him with his little bit of light. He is excited, he has the knowledge. But just knowledge is not enough. So to marry them, we need to have desire. And we need to have emotions. And they all really need to come into balance, because we can't function on desire alone. And we can't function on emotions alone. There has to be that right action. So to marry wisdom and knowledge is to really embody the good parts and knowing the balance and having that kind of relationship with our emotions and our desire and taking correct action. Our choices towards desire can get in the way of our long-term goal. So I wrote down a few questions. I was doing kind of a tarot journal when I was looking at these cards for the first time. And the questions that I had were, how do you know what the right action is? And I think that has to do with balancing those emotions and the knowledge that we have. What's the difference between knowing and doing? So with knowledge does not always come action. And if we don't have that action, we can't have wisdom. And that action is desire. But we have to know when is the best part to, like, when that desire is appropriate. Where do they meet? I'm not completely sure. I don't have a word for it. I think it's really a balancing act. They meet at desire and emotions. So something that the guidebook said was that emotions we feel give lightness or weight to our thoughts, beliefs, and perception. Desire can be a heavy emotion, so desire will give weight to our thoughts, our beliefs, and our possessions, which makes it heavier to carry and kind of heavier to work with. And not all desire is bad, of course, but wisdom and knowledge fit in to lighten the load of that desire. They can work as tools. We also have to have knowledge about our feelings and how to get in tune with our feelings. Okay, now I'm going to get one more card from this beautiful Flower of Life deck. It says Wisdom of a Star. Or Aster. I don't know. I'm not picky. Give me a second. So we got the word tarot. It says a tarot reading will inspire, give guidance, and create new paths for you. A reading is objective. There is no external authority deciding if you have been good enough to be rewarded or bad enough to have something taken away. For everything in the outside world is a reflection of the inner. Allow a reading to be what it is, objective material, flowing from your higher self to alert you of the truth and essence of you. A reading can show you where your life potential is. However, if you are not willing to make the changes that are being shown to you or have brought you to a reading, nothing will change. Each experience gives you the opportunity to move away from fearful thinking. You have the potential to be whomever you want. So that's not quite what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit more, but I think that is just our sign that let it be what it is. This is the reading, and if you guys can interpret it differently for yourselves, that's wonderful. I don't know the answers in life of how to marry wisdom and knowledge. I think it's a very complex topic that people have been suffering with for a long time, but hopefully this has brought some kind of illumination for you guys, and if not, that's okay. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember, it's just a reading. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is as told by the tarot. It is not the end-all be-all or the entire truth of any kind of matter, and I hope you guys are really well. Thank you.